as well as Dr. Anastasia Chemeritskaya. Is that all right? And Lisa Lambie. And I just want to say a quick word about Lisa Lambie. I randomly was in Singapore 2 weeks ago. Nick Larson, our leader, connected me with Lisa. And if any of you are ever in Singapore, uh, talk to this woman. There isn't a kinder, more generous, more humble human being. She's all smiles, she's all laughter, she's all love, and she welcomes people to Singapore.
Oh,
It's all yours.
thank you. Am I going? This on? I don't know. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, great. Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm Carelle Woerz, co-founder of Evolve Brava. Evolve is a platform connecting wellness professionals with wellness seekers. I began my first 25 years of my career in the alcoholic beverage space, marketing the most widely celebrated neurotoxin that we have on the planet. And now I'm dedicating the next 25 years of my career lifting up wellness professionals so we can switch this paradigm from pill first to people first a lot faster. So with that, I will introduce you to Anastasia.
Thank you for having me here. Good morning. My name is Dr. Anastasia Chemeritskaya. I'm physician, trained in Russia and practicing medicine more than decades as OBGYN, functional and integrative medicine physician, and eventually going back and forth to United States, I decided to move here in 2018 and continue my career, get my medical credential, which is already done, and also get my master's degree business and start to build something significant what I'm passionate about. And now I'm CEO and founder of a company, Lyrana, which is a concierge wellness and longevity company, which help each individual to live longer and healthy. Thank you. Lisa?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for that very warm introduction, and thanks so much to Nick and everybody for inviting me to join this family. As I was told earlier, my name is Lisa Lambie. I'm the managing partner of Maroon Venture Fund. I'm also on the board. I'm one of the co-founders of Maroon Research Institute. Just real quickly, my family background has actually been in preventative health, precision medicine, regenerative medicine for the past 80 plus years. Of course, I am not 80. And the reason I decided to get into this, my background is very much on the investment side, 25 plus years investing, 30 billion, etc., done very well. But I decided to get into this area a couple of years ago because I found that once I became a patient, and when I saw family and friends becoming patients, in particular in the US and in the UK, we were shocked at our naivete that a lot of what we thought existed didn't. And again, coming from our family background of having been investing and setting a lot of these protocols across the Caribbean, we thought that this was the norm. And then we found out actually it wasn't the norm. And things like biomarkers and genomics was actually something that people were just really starting to talk about. So I got really concerned about that. And then I decided to form this platform. And so what we do is we focus on um, healthy aging, health span, longevity, less on the lifestyle aspect of it, much more on the scientific aspect of it, to really drive precision medicine and preventive health, to reduce chronic health conditions, and in fact, to put in place the protocols for a lot of these chronic health conditions that also disproportionately impact women. And so that's why I'm here.
Thanks, Lisa. So, like many of us in the wellness space, it starts with our own personal health journey. And mine started when I was living in Manhattan. I was working for Moet Hennessy at the time. And, March of 2020, our city locked down. And I took a look at my health and my habits. And I was like, oh my God, I need to take care of myself. And my doctors, all they really knew how to do was prescribe me medication. Um, So I took my health into my own hands. I started my health coaching training at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. And then I finally escaped New York and I moved to Nashville. And I found myself 2 years ago, 180 pounds and so depressed I couldn't get off the floor.
Mm.
And it was really, really hard. And my doctor said, "Oh, remember when you were in junior high and your hormones were going crazy? It's kind of like that." She's not wrong, but all she had to give me was an antidepressant and said, "Here's your antidepressant, call me for a refill." And so I found, being trained health coach, I was doing all the things. I was grinding my own einkorn flour and making my own bread and doing all those things. Diet and exercise wasn't enough. And so I found a functional medicine doctor because my primary care doctor would not test my thyroid, but she says, "Oh, your TSH is fine." And so I went to a functional medicine doctor, spent $5,600 to find out that I had Hashimoto's. And then they sent me to an endocrinologist who said, "Hashimoto's is incurable. Here's your levothyroxine for the rest of your life."
Mm.
And I was like, this can't be all. And I actually at one point challenged my doctor. I said, "So the only thing you know how to do is medicate me?" And she said, "Well, yeah." And I said, "Do you mind if I record you saying that?" She called security on me. That's where we are, right? In this world. And so that really got me thinking. And we need a filter to filter out doctors like this, and a funnel to funnel them to the right practitioners. And so out of necessity, sparks invention. And so I'm creating a platform, Evolve Brava, that connects wellness professionals of all kinds, meaning non-toxic products, everything that touches your lifestyle, functional medicine doctors. Peter Crone, I'm in your mastermind. I'll see you tomorrow. His platform, $29 a month is a steal. All aspects of health, all dimensions of health is what we're trying to connect people to. And we're going a step further with Brava Bars. So we're creating spaces, a zero alcohol space, lifting up companies like All Saints and Athletic Brewing Company, which Athletic Brewing Company is the #1 non-alcoholic beer. It's the #1 beer of any kind sold in Whole Foods. So we want to lift these companies up and help them reduce their acquisition costs for customers and match them with the right professional and with precision. So where do you fall on the woo-woo meter? That's definitely going to change who I match you with or who we all match with. And Brava Bars will be a biohacking space during the day. Picture like we work for wellness. And then a non-alcoholic bar, lifting up those companies, lifting up coffee companies that don't put toxins in them. So you can experience, all of these wonderful products and brands that are bringing, supporting your longevity journey. And then at night, we turn into the new nightlife. So, having DJs and neurobeats and movement to really change the game in how we connect and socialize. And by the way, Gen Z is not drinking. So where are they going to go? And so that's what our solution is. Taking a step further, we're going to promote our collective. I'm taking all my marketing skills to sell alcohol and promoting wellness professionals of all kinds. And we're also opening a longevity resort chain, Brava Resorts and Hotels. We're starting in Panama with the first off-grid hydrogen fuel cell powered longevity resort, and many more to come. So we've created an ecosystem of wellness. And many of the exhibitors here, be part of my collective because we want to match you with the right people so we can change this paradigm shift. And with that, I will pass it over to Anastasia, who is in my collective. I'm just going to say it, put it out there, because I needed her.
Before I was asking to share the most kind of insightful things, what is going on in women's health and longevity. And actually, I decided I will point 3 of them. Imagine in one day you just lose access to therapy, which can protect your brain, heart, your bones, your skin, your like use. And actually, it's happened 23 years ago when one study came out as Women's Initiative study, which in one night limit access to all women around the world to hormone replacement therapy. It was very poor design study, and unfortunately, a lot of providers stopped prescribed hormone replacement therapy, as well as patients, women, they stopped to asking for it as well. And it's basically made the most like poor quality of life for a lot of women around the world. And as example, one of the therapy was only prescribed for symptomatic menopause. It was antidepressant. That's which completely was not what is necessary. And but going to the good point, today and this year, finally, FDA is reconsidering this therapy for females. And this is the most like significant part in longevity, I believe, right now is going on. It's mean next generation women who going through perimenopause, postmenopause, they will have access to that, safe access. And this is what's the most amazing insight, and I believe it's the first one in women health. Second one, I had the privilege to study under Professor Vladimir Kavinson peptide therapy. Peptides now is going to mainstream, and everybody asking me, okay, Anastasia, what is peptides? Tell us, like, what does it mean? Peptides, it's just like chain of amino acid, short one, shorter than protein, which has significant effect on your gene expression, on your tissue repairing, and your even hormone cell health. And that's what I believe now is going also revolution, because it's a mainstream thing. And of course, it has some bad and good players, because the field still not regulated much. But I believe the movement which is right now is really amazing. And I will be happy that everybody has access to that therapy, because by working with peptides like more than already 15 years, I believe it's really one of the tools in longevity. And the third one, probably it's more related to Tech Week. Now I would love to speak about personalized medicine. Like, I never like word longevity, and unfortunately now it's become a buzzword. I prefer to talk about personalized medicine, when we can do the best for each individual. And now we have a tool for that, which can help providers to be more precise and collect personalized data for each of us. It's agentic AI. I believe it's an incredible tool for each provider, like in around the world, which can help collect data from your wearables, from your lab test, from your actually life, how you dealing with life, when is the best time for you to go to bed, and understand how we can modify it and what we can do in real time, not just like collecting data and after for all of people and decided what is the best mean strategy for them. No, this is what I believe the most impactful things which are going on right now. And I believe each provider should start to use agentic AI in their practice, and all wellness and especially longevity company needed to. That's kind of my way. What I'm thinking now can make a revolution in personalized health and longevity.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so how many people here are investors? Just raise your hand. Okay. So I would challenge you that everybody here is an investor. Okay. In health, maybe not in other areas, but definitely in health. So how many people here are an investor in health? Okay.
Yeah, good.
All the hands should go up. How many people here, and I'm serious, if you, maybe you're not, but how many people here are an investor and or an influencer in women's health? How many people here have a mother? Okay. Some people do, some people don't. Not sure. Okay. So in all seriousness, everybody has a mother. Everybody has a sister, potentially. Maybe, maybe not. But everybody has a mother. You may or may not have a sister, a daughter, a wife, partner. But I would challenge you that everybody here is an investor in your own health if you're male, in your own health if you're female, and you're also an investor and a very, very serious influencer in the health of other women. Now, for me, women's health is more than sexual and reproductive health. Okay, we need to move beyond what is a outdated, slightly misinformed definition of what women's health is, and maybe that's why some people didn't put their hands up. I think this panel, we're very much in agreement that women's health is all health matters to do with women, and whether or not you see yourself as a financial investor or not, you are absolutely an investor and you're also an influencer. So then the big question is really, if you take on board that you are an investor in women's health, are you a good investor? Have you been seeing returns on your portfolio? Have you been making good investments? Or have you been making losses? Are you an informed investor? Have you been keeping up or not? And we're not here to preach to anybody or anything else, but I just really want people to start to think of women's health as beyond the ethical, moral, social. It's also an investment that you are making whether you like it or not. So just some statistics, and I'm gonna look at my notes to make sure I give you the right statistics and not the wrong information. In 2023, it's estimated that around 22% of the US population had some form of mental or neurological disorder. That's a fifth of the population, it's estimated. Now, I would argue that that number is highly underestimated because unfortunately, when it comes to women's health, again, broadly, a lot of times misdiagnosed, not diagnosed, wrong information, lack of protocols, lack of data, lack of access, etc. We know that women are disproportionately more impacted by a number of neurological and brain disorders than men. Alzheimer's, almost 70% are women. MS, four times more. Migraines, 4 times more, etc. Rheumatoid arthritis, 4 times more. Chronic autoimmune disorders, same thing, disproportionately impacted. And then when it comes to things like type 2 diabetes, women don't necessarily experience it more, but when they do, it's a lot more severe and with a 50% higher mortality rate due to diabetes. So again, we are all investing in women's health. Are we good investors or are we not good investors? Are we making losses? And in this instance, it could be someone's life. So just cheering it up a bit. 14.3. Okay, we are all investors, but we want to do well in our investments. 14.3 is the number, according to WHO and Harvard, the return on preventative health. So we always say, you know, $1 of prevention is worth X of cure. Well, we have that number. When it comes to prevention, preventative health, and precision medicine, according to the experts, it's 14.3. Okay, so if you're an investor and you're seeking your unicorn or whatever else you're looking at, and you're not investing in women's health, you're missing out on a great investment opportunity. Even more so, when we look at autoimmune disorders, the number jumps to around 36x, 36x, okay? When we look at respiratory conditions, it's around 20x. So here in the US, about 64, the US represents about 64% of global pharma profits, 64%. Yet the US is 60th, 60 at the bottom in terms of life expectancy. So not only is the system broken, the system has not yet been built, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, it's absolutely dismal. And again, I'm just talking about it from an investment standpoint. We are plowing almost 70%, the US represents almost 70% of global profits in pharma. But yet, this hasn't translated into better quality of life, longer life expectancy, health span, et cetera. In fact, 60th at the bottom. So all this capital that's going into big pharma, and I'm not dissing the big pharma guys and girls. And my point is, it's being not very well invested. Whereas if you took $1 of that and put it into prevention, you'd get a much higher return. So that's my message to everybody today. Let's start to look at women's health from an investment standpoint, whether or not it's your mother, your sister, your daughter. You are making an investment, whether you think of yourself or not, you are absolutely making an investment. Investing in preventative health, and I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here because everybody here is bought into longevity. But at the end of the day, it's lower risk, it's a faster route to market, it has less hurdles, and it's more sustainable and exponentially higher returns than investing in other areas, or do both. That's it.
I'll just end with one final thought. You know, Uber disrupted an entire transportation industry without owning one car. Airbnb disrupted an entire hospitality industry without owning one property. With all the people in the room and all the functional spaces and longevity, healthcare is bound to be disrupted, and almost immediately, especially with the collapse happening right now in our country. So I just wanted to thank you all for being a part of transforming and disrupting this industry. Thanks.
Are you guys all done?
I think.
All right, that was excellent. Thank you.
Should I do some time?